going, Nicole?
None of your business.
I want my sex tonight.
More biggie.
You're a user, Muhammad.
I did the biggie, no for real.
Bitch ass, slut ass whore.
You don't like it?
Why are you wasting money going to Grenada?
Who is the next queen? We'll die. Good night.
And welcome everybody to another episode of 90 Day Fiance. I won my podcast. My name is Miguel.
Whoa, you are coming in hot today. Nice. Mm-hmm. And this is Jenna.
Heck yeah. Yeah, of course we're coming in hot. We just got done watching part 2 of I Want to Kiss You. Which episode is this and which season? Can you just give us a quick reminder?
Sure. Yeah, let's go from the top. This is just pure 90 Day Fiance. No franchise to it. Just
No
90 Day
franchise to it.
Fiance, season 7, episode 1, I Want to Kiss You. That's what it's called. And this is part 2.
Part 2, baby. All right. Well, I'm very excited to talk about it. But first, we're going to call for a quick family meeting.
Come round, everyone.
All right, Jenna. So what do you got for us right now?
I mean, just a call out to remember to join us on Instagram. We post hilarious memes there, and you can find that at 90df_ I Want My Podcast. Also, join our Facebook. If you're more of a Facebook person, or if you prefer both, all you have to do is search I Want My Podcast, and we'll come right up. Also, why don't you rate and review us? That would mean so much to us because it would just enable other people to find us more easily. And that's on iTunes or Apple Podcast. So give us a 5. If you like us, please do.
And if you don't, go on the Facebook page and take it all out of there.
Yeah, tell us your worst things there.
Also follow us on Podbean and every other network or sharing network
Podcasts
that you have. I don't know.
Yeah,
Words.
all of it.
Words.
It's sad to say,
More
but it
words.
does matter. It helps us so much.
Yes. And of course, you already know. If you don't, then I will tell you. Join the Patreon family. That's right. We have a Patreon. And we have been posting all of these episodes there first. And everybody that has joined gets to listen to them first. And everybody seems pretty pleased so far. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting. So join our family. Help us grow. And
Yeah, it's just another nice way to support us.
just come have
again.
fun. Just come have fun. Come support us, like Jenna said. One more thing about the Patreon. We are going to be covering season 2 of 90 Day Fiance. That is the season where Danielle met Mohammed.
Yeah.
And where he stopped paying the electric bill, so he destroyed their lives. That is
Jeez.
the best season, I think, in my opinion. That's the one that really catapulted the show into the juggernaut that it is today.
Ooh.
And we are going to be covering it pretty soon, so make sure to join Patreon to get all of the episodes, because all of that season is going to be exclusively for Patreon.
Yeah, we should start that tonight. That would be fun.
That would be fun. We're just going to keep saying Patreon like Anna says Mursel, or like Michael says Juliana. So Patreon. All right, so that's it for the family meeting, right?
Yeah. Family meeting adjourned.
Let's go back to the beginning, shall we? All right.
do it.
So let's start with Emily and Sasha.
Let's do it. They are taking Sasha's oldest son, Danielle, toy shopping at what looks like a Toys R Us.
It's
In
a Toys R
Russia.
Us.
Yeah.
In Russia, toy buys you.
Yeah. And we learned that Sasha can only see the first son on the holidays. The mother, apparently from Emily's perspective, is very strict with how often Sasha can see Danielle.
And I don't blame her. I don't blame her, honestly.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because, I mean, anybody that has been in a relationship can probably, like, relate to that, too.
Oh, yeah? You use it as a weapon against your...
Well, I mean, not exactly as a weapon, but, like, all right, just think about this. Just put yourself in their position. Here's a guy that just got you pregnant.
Right.
All right, and you think you're gonna last, and then he finds another girl, knocks her up, tells you he's gonna divorce you, and he moves on with the next wife. And then the next wife, he finds another girl, knocks her up, and divorces the second wife.
Yikes.
Now, would you want your kid to be hanging out around with that guy?
It doesn't sound like the best influence, and like that kind of behavior makes me think that maybe he has some other things in his arsenal of personalities that may not be good for around kids. So I see the line of thinking. I don't want to totally discredit him because, as Emily says, he seems like a pretty good dad. So I don't know what to think just yet.
Yeah, but
the likeliness is he's probably not great.
Again, this is the holidays, so obviously this is kind of smart of the mom because you just send them out on holidays like Christmas, his birthday, Russian Day, Dictator Day. Like you send him on all these holidays that you have in Russia, and you don't get to spend any money on him. I mean, you spend money on like all the other days, like food, clothes, and education, but like the rest of them, like all the materialistic stuff, superficial stuff, he gets to buy because I feel like that's the only thing that he can provide for his kid because, he can't provide love or anything. So the only thing he can do is just buy him shit.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the mother like provides the fun holiday stuff too. And then like the dad is just kind of like the extra cream on top. But I see your line of thinking. I don't know. Every family does it so differently, and we just saw a snippet of what they do. Yeah. And it was really just to like, I don't think like the filming was around like showing what a good dad, like the actual human interaction between the three of those cast members. It was really just to show like, oh, we take him out sometimes. Like it was a very like superficial kind of thing. Yeah. Like they didn't like take him to a museum and talk about like what they saw. It was.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens anyways. I think the fact that they took him to a toy store was like just a way to show off.
Okay.
Like, this is us, right? We always take him to the toy store. And he goes, motherfuckers, you never take me here.
Yeah.
This is the first one. Let's have the cameras around more often.
Exactly. I'm not getting like the most deep experience with these people.
No. Yeah. No, not at all.
You know who was kind of intense, though? So we saw that little snippet of them. We saw that little snippet of them at the toy store, and then it cut over to a new scene where Emily breaks out her iPad in a bar, and she talks to her sister.
I thought it was a coffee shop.
Skype. I think I saw a bar in the background.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. Point is, she was talking to her sister on the iPad.
And that was an intense experience.
It was.
So...
because the sister starts asking all the really tough questions. Like, do the nurses speak English? Can you communicate with them? Don't you think that's important?
Right.
Why are you there? Why don't you come back here?
Yeah. Why do you want to give birth in Russia?
All the things that really make sense to ask.
Yeah, just maybe not in the end of her third trimester. Like, not when she's like 4 days out ready to give birth. That's a bad time to ask those questions and like put even more doubt and drain on that poor girl's heart.
Yeah.
I say poor girl because I don't think she's operating with a full set of cards, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely not.
So,
I totally get what you mean.
You gotta have empathy. So I don't think her sister was very helpful in that situation.
No, she put a lot of pressure on her, on Emily, and Emily kind of like, there was like too much for her to handle at once. She got to the point, the sister, I didn't even learn her name, but she got to the point to actually ask her, like, does he actually take care of the kids? Like, do you know if he helps? Do you know if he can step it up? Yeah. And that's like, that right there just sent her overboard. She was just like, nope. Yeah. Emily was just like, nope, I'm tapping out. Yeah.
And she even asked, like, did you think this through when you got pregnant? Bad timing for that question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're right. Emily tapped out and she actually had some like physical symptoms from the stress. She started to get dizzy. She needed water and she like totally just like exited that conversation with her sister and was like, I'll text you later. Bye. I want to use that sometimes when I'm in like a sticky conversation. I've never thought of like fainting,
Oh, that's a good
fainting
one.
My way out of the conversation.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I gotta go. I'm feeling dizzy right now.
Ha ha ha. You love talking water. To me. Well, you have it right there.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, Emily calls Sasha because she feels a little dizzy, like you said. And I don't think it was that much of like her being dizzy. I think it was just reality kicking in for her.
Yeah.
Like that was it. Like just reality kicking in. Her finally realizing that, oh shit, maybe I didn't really think any of this through.
Right.
She also thought that Russia was like this lovely country. Like,
That
don't
was
get me
funny
wrong.
to explain,
it is.
yeah.
But, like,
She just thought of it in like the terms of like literature and like what she read about in like old timey books. I love Russian literature too, so I'm not saying that. I'm not describing it well, but she just like idealized the country. And then when she got there, she didn't move to like a major city or like a place where there's like a huge culture or anything like that or history. She moved to a very
dare we say like rural area?
Yeah, rural, but it's also like very decrepit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like kind of falling apart and crumbling. So she didn't decide to like move after that. She's been there
Right.
3 years.
And that's weird that she just stayed there. And she, like, if anybody else was there in that situation, I'm pretty sure they would have been like, well, I don't speak the language, I'm going to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they would have been like, oh, I'll just live here now.
Right.
It's like, no.
Not even like...
No, you got to adapt a little bit.
Very
You have to
true.
adapt.
Or just find like another place where she wants to teach English. She like... I think she's proven herself to be a good English teacher so far.
With Sasha, yeah.
Yeah, he speaks very well.
Yeah.
So she's just a bit strange.
She's a little... It's not strange. She's just a little slow, I think. I
That
don't know.
must be, yeah.
Either way, she feels a little neglected by her sister because she like really needed her support right now, and instead the sister, all she did was bombard her with questions that she didn't really know how to answer.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
poor Emily.
Poor Emily. But Sasha comes in to save her. She calls Sasha in to help her, and he comes by. It was like quick, so it must have been in a nearby place.
Well, he thought she was gonna go into labor, so he...
Oh, right.
hurried up.
Right. I forgot about that. That's like the big worry. But I've got to say, so we saw all of these pictures of Sasha in like different times, and he had like hair that was kind of like covered, like his bangs kind of covered his forehead. And then now he's currently with Emily, he's wearing his hair like in a totally different way, where the front, like the bangs of his hair are kind of pointing up. And I just wanted to bring in a little bit of Mean Girls humor into this and say his hair looks sexy, push back.
I don't know what that means.
Everyone who has watched Mean Girls will get it.
Okay.
If you think his hair looks sexy, push back, vote on the Instagram.
Okay. Fair. I will vote. I hope you give me an option where I can say, I don't know. Either way, Sasha, maybe you think is like one of those haircut things, like he's going through something.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe like he feels sexy now, so he puts his hair up.
Totally. Like every breakup, you get a new haircut.
I remember this girl that she couldn't date me because she was very religious.
Oh.
Like we were together, but we weren't like officially together. But after we were done, she got bangs.
Oh, shit.
And that's like the official, like, I'm going through some shit
Totally.
haircut.
No one gets bangs without going through some shit.
Yeah, no, she was definitely like upset, I guess. I mean, look what she was missing. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, sure.
So obviously she was going through some stuff. But anyways, maybe he's going through some shit.
Maybe.
Right now.
I mean,
And
I would say so.
some
he's got a
sexy
lot
shit
going
because
on.
apparently he's like super sexy. He's a model or whatever.
Yeah, he's
Isn't
like
he?
a
What is he?
bodybuilder.
He's not a bodybuilder. He's like a fitness instructor.
Yeah, but he had those pictures where he was like all tanned up and like he tanned to like show where your muscles were. I had a friend who had a boyfriend who did that kind of thing. Like it's like bodybuilding but for show. It's not like you bodybuild to like be really really strong. It's to bodybuild to be in these competitions to show your body off.
He looks more like what's the guy's name? The jazzercise guy.
Oh geez, really?
What's his name?
Chicken fat. What is his name? I listened to a whole podcast about where he was.
Russell Simmons.
Is it Russell Simmons?
No,
It's
Russell
something Simmons. We gotta look this up.
That's okay.
No, we gotta get it right.
No, I don't want to. It's old. The joke died.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons.
Yeah, I can see where you think he is. He's
yeah.
like that.
Oh, look at that. You think he looks like Richard Simmons?
So why don't we talk about Tania next?
All right. Well, let's go to Connecticut where Tania is getting ready.
Or wait. Russia to Connecticut. Beep, beep, beep. Backing up. into the exit landing place. Everyone get off. We're in Connecticut now.
What the hell?
Yeah. Miguel hired me to do special effects.
Wow.
Is there health insurance with this gig?
Yeah. And dental and a 401k.
Oh, wow. Great.
So get in there.
All right. So we met Tania in part 1. I would say my overall impression of her is like an intense, empowered woman, but not like that sounds great. Like empowered woman sounds great, but she's almost taking it to a fanatical extreme.
Yeah.
So, and I'm totally adverse to any kind of fanaticism at all. Like, even if it's good fanaticism, I'm like, oh my God, wow, calm down a little bit. But I don't want to, like, push anyone down. So,
No, she
good for her.
looks a little too intense, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But she went to get lunch with her sister.
Mm-hmm.
We got to meet her sister. By the way, Tania kind of looks like my buddy Richie.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. I'll show you a
There was
picture
another
later.
guy, too, who looked like Richie that we saw.
Yeah, Robert.
Robert, yeah, he looks more like Richie. But yeah, I guess they could be part of the same family.
And the waitress offered them cocktails, but both of them kind of looked at each other like, should we? But then one of them was like, no, because I'm married now.
Yeah.
And Tania was like, yeah, I'm not going to drink until St. John gets here.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I was like, oh, you two drunks, just grab a drink.
Yeah.
You're fine.
However, they did order nachos as an appetizer, so good for them.
Yeah.
Those are my kind of girls.
Another thing that I really liked when she said, I never thought I'd be 29 living back in my parents' home in their backyard. I was like, you're 29. That's like super expected right now.
Oh, really? Like in these days?
Like in these days,
Yeah.
you can be 45 and still be living with your parents.
Yeah. When before it would have just been like, oh my God, there's something medically wrong with that person.
Right. If this was like the 1930s and somebody
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, you're 29, you don't have 16 children and
Yeah, get out of here,
a
old
wedding
maid.
and like 7 houses, like, whoa, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But it's 29 nowadays. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
And the shed doesn't look that bad. Once they get all that crap out of there, like, I think they can make it a nice place.
Mm-hmm. And then I like how how Tania started going over her whole like plan for her life.
Yeah.
And she just like involves St. John. She like inserts him into her life, into what she wants. And the sister's just like, yeah, maybe you should mention that to him.
Yeah.
Because he needs to know what you're planning right now.
I know. And on top of that, she's adding kids to the
Yeah,
mix.
she wanted kids.
Yeah, the sister said that's new. And her sister was like, are you just trying to get everything together before 30? Which, I mean, it kind of sounds like it, but that's really fast.
It kind of sounds like what Tim is doing, except that she's not buying it. She's just like, I want to get this. But like you said, all before 30.
Right. And it kind of reminds me of like Avery's strong-headedness, but it just is a lot. I feel like there's a better place to exert that kind of energy and that kind of determination than your life, which there's so many other factors to it.
Yeah.
And I was really interesting to learn that the sister has met St. John as well, and she doesn't think that they're a good match. Mostly because she thinks that when Tania is in South Africa, like which is the only time they've really hung out, she's much more at ease and relaxed because she's kind of on vacation. But at home, she's really controlling and opinionated.
She admits to being controlling, and it's funny that you say that thing about the vacation, being on vacation, and how she's so relaxed, because that happened to Molly and Luis.
Right.
Molly was on vacation in Dominican Republic, and Luis and her were just having a good old time. They were just like drinking, eating, boning. They were just having a good old time. And then when they went back to, I believe it's Connecticut?
Georgia. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then when they got back to Georgia, then like things changed, because now he was with the Molly that was
Business lady
Molly.
Mommy
exactly,
Molly.
Exactly. So that the Molly that he was hanging out with wasn't there anymore. So I feel like this is going to happen. We're going to see the same exact thing happening here.
Totally.
St. John's going to come here, and she's going to be like, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I want you to be this. I want you to be that. And he's going to be like, fuck all of that.
Yeah.
He's going to grab his JBL speaker and he's going to start blasting South African music.
Is that what you would do?
No, that's what Luis did.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, the sister thinks that's going to happen
could
too.
be wrong.
She said you're going to drive him away. Wow. There's a lot of really like tough sisters in this season.
Right. And well, when the sister said that, Tanya kind of just looked at her like, "You bitch."
Yeah. And then they go to the extent of calling each other bitches too. Tanya is the professional bitch, and then the other sister is what bitch? Ooh, bitch.
Yeah. I love how Tanya thinks that her sister also thinks that she's the expert in relationships just because she's married and is asking all the right questions and is just like making so much sense.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, right? How dare she?
Right. I know. To qualify that as an
man.
expert and to be like, you're being such a bitch about it, I feel like Tanya just is not in the right of mind.
Yeah, she's definitely in love. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Because apparently she has big plans, and Sinjin has to prove himself in the next 90 days.
I hate when people say that. The most recent person who has said that is Evelyn, and no one liked that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So then she goes to New York City to pick up Sinjin, and they're going to like have a couple of days so Sinjin can see like the New York City that he's seen on TV all these years in real life, which is like, that's kind of fun, like a fun way to introduce him to the US. And we see her getting ready to receive Sinjin. She's got like less than 2 hours to get to the airport. Anyone who knows New York traffic or has just seen like a movie with traffic in it knows that New York traffic is super intense, and you want to give yourself as much time as possible. But her outfit is much more important.
Yeah. I feel it's kind of sad that she has everything planned out, because she even said, she's like, the whole thing needs to be like, it has to go according to my plan. And like, I feel like every time somebody plans something and is more worried about the plan than the person, then the relationship won't really have a good start.
That's
it won't last.
That's really insightful. You're so right about that. Once you start forgetting about the person and just going for like what you have in mind, like as you said, the plan, not the person, it's a disaster.
Yeah, because now you're focusing more on you instead of focusing on the other person. The other person just wants to be with you.
Right.
They don't really care what you have planned, like what you're wearing, or I mean,
Yeah,
sure, if you want to give, like, if Singjin wants to give himself a Darcy shower at the airport, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna come, just gonna be like, I don't care. This is me, and I just want to be with you. But she's missing that point, and just for the record, I think this is not gonna end well.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm getting bad vibes. The other part that was really weird is she brought her friends with her. And almost like to work for her. So the friends come at like knock on the door to her room. Oh, you mean
Monique and Marianne?
I do. I mean them. And they come in with flowers, which means they had to like wake up, go out, get flowers for this girl's bed so they can like pick individual petals and put it on the bed while she gets ready. Like, that's so... I mean, those are nice friends, but like I could never imagine asking my friends to like do that. That's just, I don't know.
Well, the only reason why they actually said yes, that we will help you, is because they kind of know who Sinjin is. Apparently, they've heard all the love messages that he sent.
Oh yeah,
and like they know all about him, so they don't really have a problem coming over to help.
Right.
Which I think is just them going, this is gonna go to shit, and we want to have front row seats to this show.
Don't blame them. I mean, they get to be on TV. That's cool.
I
totally
absolutely
get it.
I would too. I would love that.
I don't think I would want like my friends like coming to this like big like really intimate moment of me receiving my boyfriend or like to-be husband.
Aladdin did it with Laura.
But which like I think we all remember I said that was weird then too. Like, that's such, like, an intimate thing, and you're also, like, coming off all grubby off of a plane, and, like, you don't want to talk.
Like ass.
Yeah, you just sat with, like, 300 people on a plane? You don't want to see any more people.
Yeah. Quick tip for everybody that travels on plane or by plane. When you arrive to your destination, cover your nose because that's when everybody gets up, and that's what the whole plane just smells like butt. And it's super gross, super disgusting.
I never noticed it before you taught me that.
Yeah, I always cover my nose because I'm like, nope, I'm not smelling any of you fucking people's farts. Not doing it.
All trapped in like the sponge of the sea.
Yeah, just like being in the middle of the sky, just everybody smelling like farts.
Yeah. Plus like a flight to South Africa, that's got to be like 20 hours.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no good.
But anyways, Tania has a vision of how this whole thing is supposed to play out. And again, that is very controlling and not good. And I don't know why, but at that very moment, I miss Rebecca and Zied. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I do miss them too. God, great people.
Yeah. Now, besides the flowers, I don't know why I just... besides the flowers and the rose petals that are all over the bed, which, by the way, they're doing a terrible job.
Yeah.
Can we just agree on that?
Yeah.
They're
it
just
wasn't
like...
great.
Tearing them apart, and they're just like, I don't know, that goes there, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Hot tip, you can buy already pulled rose petals at most floral shops.
Boom.
Why even bother getting all those flowers?
We're just full of tips today.
Yeah. We're on fire.
Besides all of that, she has a sex corner.
Right.
With natural condoms, a new vibrator, and her name is Tania, and she likes to fuck.
Mm-hmm. That is something we all know about Tania. I do appreciate how pro-sex she is. Like, I see what she's trying to do. She's trying to, like, make it okay for people to talk about sex and to, like, feel comfortable in the way they approach sex. And she's trying to be the example for that. Because she is an advocate in many other ways as well. But I would say her message could be crafted a little bit better so more people could understand.
Too much.
Or maybe just like a little bit more introduction to the whole thing. I don't know. But there's room for improvement there.
Yeah. So after she shows her little sex corner...
it sounds so bad when you say it like that.
Well, it's just like...
It sounds like a weird man's corner of his apartment that you would never... Like, you would be freaked out dating.
A sex corner in a man's apartment would just be like an empty chair with a laptop.
Yeah, ew. Gross.
But anyways, her sex corner looks a lot better. So, anyways,
very healthy.
Monique and Marian get in the car with Tania, and they leave the hotel to get stuck in the New York traffic, which you mentioned before. It's just horrible.
It's dumb. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And guess what? He landed early.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, poor planning. I mean, like, she said that she planned this all so carefully, but I don't think she, like, planned the right things.
I don't think she did.
Yeah, and to a perfectionist type person, like, this is a complete disaster. She can't even handle the fallout of this.
Yeah, she was saying she couldn't even.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, you're gonna have to.
That's like kind of an elaboration on Debbie's "I'm done."
I'm done.
That's
I'm
like
done.
What people say.
I wish we had a soundboard.
I know. One day.
I'm done. I'm done.
Why don't you just have like clips ready to go?
It's just too much work.
Okay, I get it.
All right. Well, let's get in a bus. We travel by bus now, people. The budget. We spend a lot of our fake budget on fake traveling all over the world.
That's right.
We're gonna catch a bus and we're gonna head over to Chicago.
I forgot where we were going, but yeah, bus makes sense. Sure. Vroom vroom.
We're gonna get to Chicago to pick up Mursel.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. Anna and Mursel are really my front runners right now. I'm very happy watching them.
Yeah, they're a pretty happy couple, I think.
Yeah.
And it's always funny to see her just being like this, like kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to say like an all-American woman, like in her 40s.
Right.
And then she falls in love with like a Muslim guy from Turkey. Like, it's just very funny to me how the internet works sometimes.
Me too. And like how they found each other through beekeeping, that is just the cherry on top of this love story.
Yeah, that's like when those gay lion tamers found each other. It's like, what? You like to fuck with...
You mean Siegfried and Roy?
Yeah, those guys. Like, what? You're gay and you like lions?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, me too. It's like, oh shit.
You're right.
Let's go to Vegas. So I feel like this one is like that too. Where they just know what they want, and they're going after it.
They do. But of course, as always with 90 Day Fiancé, there are plenty of people in Anna's life to make her doubt her decision. And she kind of goes on and like repeats what her friend Jamie said, the one who she had wine with. And so that's like the new voice in her head, the new like voice of doubt in her head. But towards the end of like what she was telling the producers, she was like, you know what? It's all crazy, but I love him.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
And she was super excited to show Mursel her bees.
Mm-hmm.
And when they
So
check the
excited.
hives, they videotape it. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds like you guys fuck a lot.
Jeez.
Doesn't that sound like they're like, we videotape it.
Oh, no, I didn't get that
We
at all.
check each other's hives.
Oh, I see.
And
It's
we
like an
videotape it.
innuendo.
I was like, what?
Yeah, no, I literally think they're just sweet people who love beekeeping.
Yeah. On
Just
her
like
way.
farmer types.
Yeah. In the car, Anna says that her only concern is the boys and Mursel not getting along because for her that would be a deal breaker.
Right. Which we've heard before. Shout out Tiffany. So it'll be interesting to see how much Anna takes that seriously. She's also worried that Mursel won't like the U.S., which is also like a high probability as well.
I've met a lot of people from like South America that when they were here, they're like, I'm going back.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? They're like, because I just don't like it here. It's not the same. I'm like, well, that's the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a hard life. I will say that. Like, people don't realize that, but it is hard to live here. It's very complicated. It's very bureaucratic. And I think it's harder to, like, make friends.
We didn't move to a different country. We stayed in the same country, and we still don't have friends.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to make friends in the U.S.
But we do have Patreon members, so thank you for joining, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
And if you want to join, there's still room for you. www.patreon.com/IWantMyPodcast.
Yeah. It would mean a lot if you guys supported us.
Yes, we need friends.
Please.
So anyways, Anna arrives at the airport and she's very nervous because she invested a lot of time into this relationship.
And she believes they're meant to be as well.
Yes, and she says that that's a lot of pressure because, you know, being together it's pretty much going to be forever.
Right.
You know?
Which sounds like a very long time.
It does sound like a very
I
long time.
can't say that every
forever.
relationship that we've seen on 90 Day Fiancé that every person thinks that this is going to be forever. Like, it feels for a lot of them like it's kind of like a right now.
Well,
kind of
what
thing.
about the Mormon guy and I Am United States guy?
They
girl?
are together forever.
They have been since like
they were the
one.
most genuine.
Then there was Amy from South Africa, actually, and there was a white dude from like Ohio or
Oh,
something like
right.
that.
Yeah.
Forgot their name, but they still together. They have kids.
That's right. I think with the religious people, it seems like more of a together forever kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're a little bit more true to that because it's like in their belief system already.
Yeah.
But if you want to tell me Colty and Larissa were together forever, like they went into it forever.
That is the golden couple of 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah. Or Danielle and Mohammed.
That's like the old school golden couple. I feel like they passed the torch to Colchi and Larissa.
Right. You can't have it forever.
Yeah. But anyways, Mursel arrives finally,
Yeah.
and he looks like the nicest man alive, doesn't he?
Like the cutest tourist in the world. He's so nice looking.
He runs to Anna and hugs her and kisses her, and he looks so happy to be with Anna. And I don't know if you notice this, but he has a ring.
Yeah. I wanted to say, freeze frame on that scene. He's full on wearing a ring on his
I
left
didn't
hand.
see it on the episode,
Yeah.
but I was rewatching that scene,
Uh-huh.
and I noticed that when he went to hug her, he had a wedding band on the wedding ring, on the wedding finger. So I don't know what to make of that.
Same here.
We normally don't look online for things like that.
Right. Like the spill the tea kind of secrets.
But that would just look weird. So I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna dumpster dive into that and find out. And
or
I hope
it's going to be a moment on the show when he finally learns how to say a few more words. He says, there's something I need to tell Anna that she doesn't know yet.
If fucking Mursel ends up being married, I'm gonna lose my shit.
No, don't get too invested in him like you got into Submit.
Yeah, I know. I've already been hurt before by Sumit, Mursel, all right? I'm not gonna make the same mistake. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna take it slow.
Just get to know each other slowly.
Yeah, we're gonna take it episode by episode, you bastard.
Oh my God,
Sorry.
you already hate him.
I'm just projecting Sumit on him right now.
Well,
That's
I
not
mean,
fair to Mursel.
That was hard to get over.
But yeah, Mursel is super excited to see Anna that he forgot his bag.
I know, that was funny. And she's like, wait, go get your bagage.
And he's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah? I don't...
Yeah.
And then he runs to get his bag. And she just looks at him like, this goofy bastard.
I know. And he's 38 too. That's what he says at least.
Yeah.
Do we believe that?
38?
38?
He looks a little rough for
Yeah.
38.
I would agree. Like, I think if you're in more like tumultuous countries, that does age you a little bit. But I think he's a little bit older than 38. I would say 46.
I would say 42, 44.
Like a rough 42, 44.
Yeah.
Okay.
At best.
Yeah.
Like in the early 40s, I think.
Okay.
It's fair.
I'll take it.
But
Yeah, I think he rolled back his age a little bit.
maybe we'll find. We're about to find out. This is only this is the first episode, part 2.
Yeah.
So we'll find out in the next week how
wait.
things turn out.
Can't wait. And I love that we finally get to see them communicate with each other
Mm-hmm.
because it's very clear that Mursel doesn't know any English. Like, he knows a couple of words. And then whenever Anna tries to say something to him, he just kind of like puts together an idea of what she might be saying, like based on probability. And he replies to that, but it's never exactly right.
Yeah, it is so funny.
Yeah. And then she yells at him, kind of like a typical American, like what you've seen before, like trying to say something to someone, thinking
like, oh yeah, this is how they're going to understand me. It's like,
Right.
what? Speak louder, because I can't understand what you're saying.
Right. And just because you're speaking louder doesn't mean they can like hear the words more clearly because they don't know the words.
The moment that you're speaking about is when the producer asked them, they had them both together, and the producer asked, Mursel, how do you feel right now? And Mursel just had like a face, like he just lost. He just like, I don't know, he
deer in
spaced out.
headlights.
He spaced out. He's just like,
Ooh.
and then Anna was like, Mursel, how do you feel right now? And he's like, and then she started typing it. And then he's like, oh, I want to kiss you.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I was like, damn.
Yeah. That's going to be hard.
That was funny, though.
It was. The other funny thing that happens is when he brings over his friend, Omar, to meet Anna. Do you remember that whole scene?
Yeah.
I was like at the edge of my seat. Every moment I was like, where is this going?
Oh, my God, yes.
So when he introduced Omar, what did you think? Who did you think Omar was?
Well, at first I was just like, all right, they're together. And then I just see this guy and I was like, oh, he's not alone.
Yeah.
Omar is here.
Hey, Omar.
And then like I feel like for a second I thought that Anna thought she was going to have to bring Omar back to their house because he's just like a friend that he brought along.
Right.
And then just she kept saying like, Mursel, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Omar. And Omar's just like, nice to meet you. It's just like, okay.
I know. It's too bad
But
she
who
didn't like.
is he?
Yeah, literally, like, who is he to you? I wish she like understood quickly that Omar speaks very proficiently and said like, so Omar, how do you know him? Or like started some kind of conversation to clarify.
Yeah.
But I think like she might be a little slow too.
I don't think she was slow. I think she was just surprised when.
Yeah. It was a jarring situation.
Because he's just like, oh, Omar's here, and it's like, yeah, who the fuck is Omar?
Yeah.
It's like, Omar. Well, this is Omar. It's like, yeah, no, I see Omar, but
yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah,
Mursel.
I for sure thought that she thought like, oh my God, I have to bring this man home too.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
then
thought.
like my brain got turning with like, is that why he's wearing a wedding ring?
Oh, yes. That would have been weird if he was like, this is my husband.
Right. We're happy to be here.
Damn.
Thanks for sponsoring us.
But lucky for Anna, none of that was true. Omar was just a guy that he met at the airport.
Right, that's cute. That's funny.
Just a friend.
Omar probably poured his heart out to, or Mursel probably poured his heart out to Omar and said, like, I'm going to meet this girl and we're going to get married. And Omar was like, oh my God, okay.
And then when they say goodbye, they like hugged each other and kind of like kiss like two Beverly Hills basic ladies. Just like, mwah, mwah. Like, all right, bye.
That's like European though.
That was European?
Yeah, that's like a European greeting or goodbye.
Well, next time I see my European friends, I'm going to kiss them in the mouth.
Oh, geez. No, that's a little too, it's on the cheeks.
That's how I do things.
Oh, okay.
I do them well or I don't do them at all.
Good to know. I'll warn everyone.
Yeah. But tonight, they're all staying at a hotel near the airport because, it's late at night and she doesn't want to drive.
It's a long drive to Nebraska from Chicago.
Yeah, but she's really excited, and then she said something that I think should be the name of this episode, but it probably won't be. But she says, I'm taking a risk, but you always have to take a risk with love. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, that is true. That is true. Every time I joined the dating app and I was swiping left or right, I was taking a risk. Because you never know who you're going to meet.
You don't. You could meet me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she said that at the end, in the next 90 days, she's either going to be married or heartbroken, which I feel like are two huge extremes. So I was glad she kind of mentioned, like, she understands that those are the two ways out. Right.
But as of right now, she's just going to enjoy the moment and they're going to be together.
Yeah.
They're happy right now.
Yeah. And she's about to teach Mursel what pajamas are.
Exactly. Put on your pajamas, Mursel. But that's it. That's it for Anna and Mursel for part 2. We are going to pass it over to Robert and Annie. Let's travel all the way down to Florida. I think there's some money. We got some money from Patreon.
Yeah, let's just get a lift.
And what, from O'Hare?
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's have Robert pick us up in his Lyft or Uber, whatever rideshare program he
I was going to say, with the money that we got from Patreon, we can get in a plane and fly all the way to Florida where we can get an Uber or a Lyft and go to see Robert.
That works. Yeah, maybe he'll even pick us up. I'm not Shaq, but I think it would be fun to meet him.
Yeah. So Robert is going shopping for some lingerie to show how he appreciates Annie. Mm-hmm. He wants something sexy and seductive, and we all cringed at the same time.
Especially because it's something for Annie, but we all know that those are things for him. So I don't think that's what she really wants.
Even the sales lady was saying the same things. Like, normally when guys come in here, they think about like their pleasure. They don't think about what the woman wants. Mm-hmm. So she asked Robert to describe Annie for him because he doesn't know any of her measurements.
Right.
And he just goes, well, she's got a big butt. Mm-hmm. She has curves. And she has a very
voluptuous body.
Yes.
Great to know, Robert. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for sharing.
That's not specific at all.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere, just like in typical 90 Day Fiance fashion, he shows the store lady a picture without her asking. Mm-hmm. And he says, look at her. I want something that says, take me, baby.
Oh, my God. And everyone cringed.
Everybody cringed some more.
That poor woman. I mean, I'm sure she's used to it, the lady who works in the store. But this was just like an extra. Like, there was no veil with him at all. There was no filter. He just, like, thought. He was thinking with his dick, wasn't he?
Oh, big time. Yeah. I don't think he went in the store. I think it was just his dick.
Maybe.
Just walk around going,
with a credit card attached.
Baby.
Yeah. Gross. I hope they have thick walls at that apartment.
Oh, I hope so. So then the sales lady asked him, like, how do you propose, Robert? And he just said, well, I did it in Punta Cana. And she goes, oh, how long have you known her? And he goes, well, I mean, technically, like, you know, I spent like 8 hours with her.
Yeah. Perfect 90-day answer.
What?
Yeah.
And then he proceeded to explain to her how he met her, which was basically just like, I went to a cruise and made a stop in Dominican Republic, and I met her. Spent 8 hours with her, then got back in the cruise and reached his destination.
And he was like totally omitting the fact that makes it all the more weirder that he actually spoke with her online for like years or whatever, like a long time, and then decided to take a cruise to go meet her for 8 hours. Like, that is the part that really gets me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So then he tells her that during those 8 hours he proposed, but he didn't really give her like a proper proposal. So he has a perfect idea of what he wants to do now to propose. But then his phone starts ringing. Oh no! And it's just like, oh no! And it's just what this is
Oh my
just
God.
this is crazy.
Yeah, that's how he felt. Ah.
It was just a lot of angry emojis, and he goes, "You know what? I have to step outside real quick because I gotta take this call."
Yeah, it was like the red angry face emoji, which I don't think I've ever sent.
Oh, I send it to you like right away.
Yeah, well, because you're like more of an angry hothead, I would say. So
angry.
you're a little bit more like Annie than me.
Me so angry. You not talk to me. I miss you, Ziad. I miss you so much. So much miss you.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the angry emojis are popping up, and he asks why, and she says because you didn't send me any money, and turns out that she couldn't get the money because her ID wasn't like, I don't know, like the right ID. I don't know, like
he
there was
said
something
ID
wrong with
issues, which sounded like it was more of a her problem, but she was blaming it on him.
Right, because the money was there. He sent it.
Yeah.
Just for her to have some, like, for some expenses before the trip. And she freaked out on him. It's like, you didn't send me any money, but like he did.
And he
She just
doesn't seem
didn't
like a
receive it.
dishonest guy.
Nah, he seems like a pretty cool, legit guy.
Yeah.
And then they interview him, and he says that he hopes Annie's not all about money, because if she is, then that would be a huge red flag.
Right.
I'm like, Robert, you stopped on your way somewhere. You stopped in the Dominican Republic to propose to this girl. Don't you think you're a red flag yourself?
Yeah. Very true. Yes.
Oh,
I think
Robert.
he is a red flag.
Like that's like, don't get me wrong. It's,
That could be a title name.
yeah.
Don't you think you're a red flag?
Don't you think you're a red flag, Robert?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I think the odds are, yes, Annie is all about money.
I think so, too.
But in the previous predictions, I said I think she's going to like what Annie or what Robert and Bryson have going on, and she's going to adjust.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. So right now we're going to take Robert's left, and we're going to have him drop us off at the airport because we have another plane to catch. We are going back to the Northeast. We are going to go to Connecticut to visit Michael and just hear him talk about Juliana.
So we get to see Michael a little bit more with his kids. It looks like they're all together on a day out, and Michael's actually bringing them back to their home with his ex-wife, Sarah. But as a stop on the way, right before the house, Michael gets to show the kids where he bought a new house so he can be closer to them.
He got to break the news. Well, he was originally had to break the news about Juliana. I mean, they knew about Juliana, right?
Yeah, they've talked to her before
But I don't
on
think
video
they
chat.
knew she was coming, did they?
I don't know. I think he's been easing them into this. I do get this because the little boy was like, oh, it's been nice talking to her on video chat, but I'm really looking forward to meeting her.
Oh, so they know.
Yeah, and they're talking about like where should we celebrate the birthday.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
So they're getting used to the idea.
Yeah. But I think what the kids are more excited about is the fact that on their new home, they're going to have their own room.
Right, big rooms.
Which, Max was thrilled about it, and Cece fell asleep.
Yeah, she's younger.
Yeah.
So I think it's really nice that he's moving so much closer to where Sarah lives with the kids, because then they can all be
It's
together.
a nice house, too.
It looks great, yeah. It's like very New England-y. I love that. So I really I can't wait to talk about these kids and like see more of them because they are just like so verbal. They're so precocious, like similar to all of the other 90 Day Fiance kids.
Who do you think is the smartest 90 Day Fiance kid?
I want to say so far, I mean, Daniel had a hugely high emotional intelligence. I'll say that about him. But I want to say these kids seem incredibly intelligent just because of their vocabulary and how they like navigate the conversations with the producers. For example, one of the producers asked both kids, like, so what do you think of this whole situation, like with your dad moving this younger woman in? Or they asked, like, what does your mom think about this?
Yeah.
Which
What
is
does
kind
your
of,
mom think about Juliana?
Yeah, that's a very unfair question to ask kids, to kind of like throw the mom under the bus. It would be very easy for them to say, she thinks this is crazy, like just by hearing the phone conversations that she has with her friends or whatever. But the little girl is like, I think it's unusual, which is like, that's a great way to circumvent this whole question and like having a strong opinion.
She kind of did a couple loops.
She gets it. Yeah.
She did a couple loops.
That takes a lot of intelligence to be able to do that. But they still throw shade, which is really fun. Artful shade is so impressive to me.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, you're right. They do throw some shade because
for example, they say, the older boy says, Juliana's not going to be a stepmom because she's more like one of us.
Yeah.
Referring to their age.
Yeah, like she's basically going to be a third kid.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Then we cut to Michael meeting his ex, and they talk about the whole Juliana situation. And Sarah thinks that it would be very hard for Michael to meet Juliana if it wasn't for his financial status.
True.
And I was like, very good, Sarah.
Yeah.
That's you should be a PI.
Well, no, I think she's just stating the obvious, trying not to like put her opinion in it so much.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's a good call. She doesn't want to get messy.
Yeah. But we find out that she's not very thrilled about Juliana and Michael moving near their
Or I think just that the kids are going to be around them so much.
Because she thinks it's going to be very disruptive.
Yeah, to their lives, that's true. This is kind of a weird situation.
I think it's fine. Actually, I know about a situation like that where this guy was very, very rich and he had his wife and 2 kids. And it was actually the same fucking situation now that I think about it. And then he went back to like Canada and he met like a younger woman. She was very, very beautiful. He moved her here. He bought her a house, but the house was like literally right around the corner from his whole house.
Oh.
And the kids just pretty much lived whatever they wanted to.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But it is bad for the kids because then you're giving them an out. So say they get mad at mom, they're going to go to dad's. They get mad at dad's, they're going to go back to mom. And they're just going to be bouncing back and forth, not giving them a very stable home, which is what I think Sarah is thinking about.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And just have the influence of like a 23-year-old unintentionally parenting or influencing your kids. I would not love that.
Yeah.
Especially because like it you can tell from them that like education is hugely important, and she hasn't had edit this out, please. It just seems like she might have some different ideals than the 2 parents have.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. And I thought it was kind of interesting. Maybe I'm reading into it so much, but Michael and his ex-wife Sarah start talking about like summer plans for the kids, which is like a very important topic. And kids when they're out of school, like what do you have to put them in camps, or like what are you going to do with them so they're engaged.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
Michael said they can't figure out the kids' summer plans until they know what's going to happen with Juliana, which I feel like is a weird way to treat your kids. That means like your kids aren't the priority. Not
at the moment. No, he's not showing that. That's
strange.
That's the priority right now. But and then of course, what could this conversation be if it wasn't for somebody saying that they're only coming here for the visa?
Yeah, we have Sarah to do that for us today.
Sarah did that for us today. Exactly. Well, what if she just comes here for the visa? And Michael was just like, well, I just want to stay positive and like, hopefully she won't.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
I think he fully sees this as a risk that could blow up in his face, but he still wants to do it anyway.
Oh, boy. Well, that was fun. We only have 5 couples. You realize that? Or is it 7?
No, there's going to be more.
There's
I
gonna
wrote
be
them
more,
down.
yeah.
There's going to be Angela and Michael, Mike and the Ukrainian girl, and Jasmine, who I think is a Russian model, and I don't know what his name is, but he's a black guy with like
I know
white
what you're
hair.
talking about. Yeah. I'm very excited to honestly. Angela and Michael are gonna carry this whole fucking show because up until this point, not impressed.
Snorefest.
Not impressed.
Yeah.
I get it. You're trying to introduce everybody, the new cast members, the new generation, but I mean, you just gave us the tell-all, and it was 4 hours long.
Yeah.
You can't expect us to go from there to this. You know, we need more action.
Yeah.
So please, Trump, hurry up, speed up the process of Michael's visa, and get him his damn green card, because we need Michael and Angela. Okay, we need both of them to tote this episode on their back.
Fully agree.
They're gonna tote it, damn it.
On their back titties.
On their back titties.
Jesus Christ.
They either tote it on their back titties or no back titties at all. Michael.
Yeah, what are we going to do without like amazing phrases like that? Who do you think is going to have fun phrases? Let's make a guess.
Mursel is delivering some.
Right.
But like I can't wait. Like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna pull some really funny ones. I can't wait.
Yeah. I think Robert will.
Oh, Robert's definitely gonna have some good ones too.
Yeah. Maybe Annie. She seems sassy.
Captain Crybaby over here.
Yeah. And Juliana seems a little bit tame, but we haven't fully seen her yet.
Yeah. Sasha looks like he knows. Like his English it's pretty good. So like he knows. So he won't be able to. He won't pull any crazy things.
Right. And he doesn't seem like he would say crazy things anyway.
Juliana. Did we talk about her?
Yeah, I just said, like, I think she's a little bit tame seeming, and she's also 23, so I feel like people who are younger hold back.
And from Brazil. So definitely I think she's going to deliver something. I mean, she has a lot. She has big high heels to fill in because the queen left us and
Larissa.
She hasn't come back. So Juliana being from Brazil, I mean, it's only natural that she lives up to the expectations.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a little bit more like Karini in personality than
that would suck.
Larissa.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah, well, we like Karini, but...
I mean, but we need somebody fucking crazy like
you've
her.
been craving the crazy person.
Larissa left a very, very big hole in my heart. Even though I hated her.
Right.
But that's how passionate I was about her. All right. Well, that said, everybody, that's part 2 of I Want to Kiss You.
That's right.
This is 90 Day Fiance. We're kicking it old school. No franchise.
Oh yeah, no franchise like spinoff.
No
episodes
spinoffs. No nothing.
Yeah.
Just straight up 90 Day Fiance. Raw and uncut.
Original.
OG. And that was it.
Right.
Before we go though, don't forget to follow us at 90DF_ I Want My Podcast. Give us a like on Facebook, on our Facebook page. You can find us by just typing in I Want My Podcast. And of course, join us on that damn Patreon. All right? We need to grow our family. We need to grow stronger. We don't want to be lonely like the eggs in Angela's uterus.
Right. Exactly.
We want to have more eggs. So why don't you join the family?
Just go take a look at the page and see what's going on.
Yeah, sometimes every once in a while I'll post something that is like public, so like everybody can see it. Most of the time I'm just posting episodes and some like some footage. We're gonna put some footage up too,
right,
of us filming. I keep forgetting that, but I just downloaded the app on my phone, so we're gonna treat it like our Instagram almost. So you'll see some shit.
I'm just waiting to blow dry my hair, so we'll do that when we do that.
Oh, right. I forgot because Jenna has to look beautiful. Because she never looks ugly.
Camera.
She never looks like a mess. Ever.
Yeah, no one needs to see
Not even
that.
when she planks while she sleeps. I need to post that picture.
No.
I should.
I mean, it's fine. It just is me sleeping, but it's weird.
All right. Well, that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you. And good night.
Good night.
Good night.